Hi, good morning, it's Brightpinkstar. It's Saturday morning over here in England, and we've had 5 days of sort of sneak peeks, although we've actually only had 3 sneak peeks, and then we've had 2 days talking about the other 3 days of sneak peeks. So it's been a bit of a funny schedule from Supercell so far on releasing this update. I thought what I'd do is I'd bring together a video just really to sort of go over my thoughts on what we've had released so far, and what I thought to that, and hopefully clear some things up that might be slightly ambiguous in the way that they've explained it. So first of all, when Supercell were talking about this update, they were talking about a game-changing update, and I don't think there's anybody that can say that this update isn't game-changing, although the way I sort of interpreted that was that there was going to add different ways of playing into the game, and add new content in, such as quests, clan war tournaments, all sorts of things like that, which would be game changing, but obviously not changing the way that we play at the moment. Whereas obviously you can start to see now that the whole sort of foundation of the game is being changed. So first of all, when Supercell have decided to sort of force people to bring the town hall inside and not give a shield for a town hall, I'm not saying I like it, but that kind of makes sense, because I don't think Supercell, when they first designed Clash of Clans, it was designed so you could stick the town hall on the outside of your base, which, as they explain in the tutorial, is the most important part of your village, and that should be protected. So I think most people, when they started playing the game, they started off with the town hall in the middle because we were told to protect it. And then somebody sussed out that you could put it on the edge, get a free shield. It only had 1,000 resources of each in, and you get a shield and you won't get attacked and you won't lose your other resources. That's not the way that Clash of Clans was designed to be. It was designed for people to be attacking, improving the skills, so I'm not saying people don't do that, but obviously sticking your town hall on the outside, it's not really right, is it? So although I'm not keen on that, I do like having my town hall on the outside of my base. I do like town hall sniping, so I am going to miss that, but I can understand kind of why they've done that, and why they've made the changes to the resources in the town hall and the shields and so on. What that's going to mean sort of going forward in terms of people losing or being able to keep loot and push trophies, I think only time will tell. There's a lot of speculation about how that's going to affect the game, but I think really we've got to kind of suck it and see how that changes the game, and whether it changes the game for the better. And then of course you've got the village guard sort of concept. So I must be honest, I don't really see the point of the village guard, because the part of the idea is that if your shield runs out, you get that village guard to protect your base while you might not necessarily be online. So if I've got a 12-hour shield, and I miss getting back on before it ends for that 12 hours, I might get an extra 15 minutes or so. Well, if I haven't got back on in that 12 hours, what am I really going to do about getting that? You know, am I going to be back on in that 15 minutes? So obviously you get the higher village guard depending on what league you're in. So it's 3 hours for the top guys, where it drops to an hour, 30 minutes for champ, and then 15 for everybody else. So I'm not sure I understand that, if I'm honest. And then Supercell have talked about this new personal break. Now the whole idea of the personal break is to stop people who are using alternative means to staying online, really, and to force them to defend. So before, obviously, people could use various things to stay online, machines, software, so on. So previously it's been 6 hours, which is probably quite a long time. I think perhaps 4 or 5 hours is sufficient really for a personal break. But I've often hit that 6 hours, particularly if it's, you know, if I'm not doing anything on a weekend, might watch a bit of telly or chill out a bit and play Clash of Clans, boost, do lots of farming. Particularly if I'm pushing as well, your army takes that long to train that you do tend to find that you want to stay online so that you don't get attacked and lose trophies. So what Supercell have done is reduce the existing personal break from 6 hours right down to 3 hours. Now to me 3 hours does seem a little bit short, but yeah, I'm kind of fine with that. If it forces people to get offline and defend, it can only be a good thing really if there's more bases out there to attack. Perhaps not so good if you're saving up for an upgrade, you're trying to save your Dark Elixir and you're getting smashed every 3 hours. But what I really don't like about this personal break thing, and I think it's extremely more complex than it needs to be, is that the 3 hours, it's not a consecutive playing time, it's a cumulative playing time, or that's what I've read on the forums by moderators on the Supercell forums and such. So essentially I could get online, I could chat to my clanmates for 5 minutes or so, boost my barracks for 2 hours, play for 2 hours and then go offline, and I might go offline for half an hour, anything basically under the 3 hour mark, and you know, unshielded, nobody could attack me, I could nip back on, start playing again, and that whatever I start playing again is going to add to that 2 hours 5 minutes that I've already done. So once I could boost my barracks, play for 55 minutes, and then I'm going to get kicked off for 6 minutes. Now, I don't like the cumulative aspect of this. I think it should only kick in if you're playing for 3 hours consecutively. But to make things worse from sort of my point of view, I could get kicked off for 6 minutes. My main base is pretty much a max Town Hall 10, it's going to be Town Hall 11 once the update drops. But I could get kicked off for 6 minutes, my Town Hall's inside, nobody wants to attack me because I'm fairly strong base, I've been pumping resources into my walls so I haven't got much loot to take, and when I get back on after that 6 minutes, I've got a 15-minute village guard to apparently go attack and do whatever, but my army ain't trained because I've only been off for 6 minutes. Might take me longer than 15 minutes to find a raid, and then I'm going to get kicked back off for another 6 minutes. Then I'll be allowed on for 15 minutes, then kicked off for 6. After 3 6-minute breaks, your personal break does reset, but I don't really know why I've got to be kicked off 3 times. If nobody wanted to attack me in the first 6 minutes, or I didn't get a shield in the first 6 minutes, why do I want to be attacked three times? It just seems ridiculous. I mean, you can dismiss the 15-minute break and just go for 3 consecutive 6-minute breaks rather than coming back on for 15, but still it just seems so complex and a bit unnecessary really. I'm still going out potentially there to be attacked by somebody. I don't know why I need to keep going on and off and stuff, and I think it's really going to sort of eat into people's playing styles and playing times and just really be too complicated for new players, because I'm not going to understand why I'm getting kicked on and off if I'm a new player. So it could even force people to quit and things like that. And obviously Supercell are going to make change to the cup offers in higher leagues and also to some of the league bonuses. Now I think the cup offers up in Titan 3, I pushed up there and I got bored pretty much as soon as I got there. I got bored on the way up actually, just because of all the 3 cup offers, 2 cup offers, that sort of thing that you're trying to wade through to try and find some actual cups to attack, and the amount of time it takes to try and an army to sort of stay up there and get up there. So that can only be a positive thing. I don't think it'll fix the problem entirely, but I think hopefully it should make it slightly easier. And also the league bonuses, I don't really see why somebody should barge to 50% and get the same amount of league bonus as somebody who's trained a big army and smashed a base to like 80% or something. So really sort of altering that on the percentage of the base that you destroy does seem quite a fair change, although obviously it will impact me as much as anyone else. It does seem quite fair to do that. I think the one change that everybody's been praying for in this update is to be able to use Heroes in War. Actually, not just this update, for the last update and the update before, everybody's wanted to be able to use Heroes in War, and actually in Galadon's video yesterday actually confirmed that Heroes in War are not going to be in this update. So I'm kind of gutted about that. I mean, my main account has maxed heroes, so it doesn't really affect me for that. But Supercell have always said that the reason that you can't use your heroes when they're an upgrade on your war attacks is because it's difficult to code and they're struggling to code it. To be honest, they're managing to code a hell of a lot of the game, so why not code that? Unless it's possibly because they're happy with people buying gems to gem the time on the heroes. Perhaps making a bit of money on that. So that's basically what I think about that. I think it sucks. But from also a clan point of view, I'm in 2 clans. I'm in Mayhem Rising, and obviously I'm a co-leader there, and I'm a leader of Phoenix All-Star as well, which is obviously the clan I set up. And we're generally quite sort of farming players, or a mix, there's quite a focus on farming. We do war, but we're not a war focused clans. We just do it because we enjoy it. Obviously we want to win. And what I find in both of these 2 clans is that when people do upgrade the heroes, they just opt out, which is completely fair enough. Don't really want people going in sort of weakened without the heroes, regularly, only if it's to make numbers up. So people don't tend to gem them, so we're not really generating that much money for Supercell in that way. But what it is really doing is, because people are sitting out of war, it's having a really detrimental effect on the amount of numbers that we have in war and the people that are doing war. So quite often, sometimes it can be 10, that's quite unusual, but quite often we're doing 15v15 wars and we've got 40 players. So really I think Supercell, by not doing this, it is having a detrimental effect on the size of wars, the amount of players that can do wars and such, rather than just make money. I think it's generally war clans that are gemming the heroes all the time. So I think it really sucks that they haven't managed to code this into the new update, and I don't even know if we'll ever see that, unfortunately. So hopefully we're going to eventually start seeing some actual content in this update, rather than just sort of changes to the game and then explaining the changes, because they were so complicated for 2 days. So hopefully in about an hour and a half, just over, we'll get another sneak peek and we'll actually start to see some content, and I'll bring you another video on my thoughts on that then. Thanks for watching the video, guys. If you did like it, or you do like my channel, please click on the subscribe button, it really helps. Also give the video a like, that really helps me as well. Otherwise I'll see you in the next video. Stay cool and keep clashing.